This is my trades review for the 25th of March 2022. I took two trades. I started late today and it was lucky because nothing really happened in the morning. I was watching three stocks: Apple, Oxy, and AMD. But none of them really traded nicely. Well, maybe AMD, but it didn't have a long run to justify an entry. So luckily I took the one good entry. Um, I took a short on Oxy at around one. I made an entry at the break of the 5 minute candle. A little extended from the 5 minute candle, but the reason for that is because the 1 minute was kind of like choppy. Ideally, you want an entry because R3 behaved as a level of support before. I wanted to make sure that we close the 5 minute below R3 and not just anticipate the drop from R3. So I waited for the candle to close below R3. So once it did, I couldn't really make an entry here. You can see that there is a gap here between the price. So I waited and decided to make my entry once we broke from the previous 1 minute candle, which explains the extension, but it's a good trade. We didn't have volume, but you don't need volume for a drop. But unfortunately, there was a pullback all the way to VWAP and stopped me out. And it got volume, a lot of volume. But this was just an attempt to stop people out. And if this stock had the intention to go all the way to R4 or more, it will have had more volume and continuation. But you can see here that it just got a huge volume. Either people getting out of their position long because they saw that there was no more strength for it to go up. So that's just one of the things that I think happened. You have another spike of volume here, but a lot of selling pressure. We were dropping and I saw a hammer on the 5 minute, so I made my entry at the break of the 5 minute. It's not precisely a break of the one. It is a break of the 1 minute, a little bit extended, but I made this entry because we were curling down, and we had a huge hammer with a lot of volume. So the volume was my signal, and I had the 5 minute break and the 1 minute break, and I used the moving averages as a stop. So I came in with big size, but very well defined risk. 300 shares, 350 shares, something like that, and I partial at 3R, 7 cents per R, which is very good. 3R, 4R, more than 4R actually here. So I pretty much partial every 10 cents because I had a big size. Here I still had 100 shares left. But anyways, I got allowed here because we had this floor pivot, and honestly, it's a Friday and it was already 1 p.m. So you cannot expect a lot of moves at this time. So I think it was justified getting out of this position, and the amount of shares I had needed a lot of volume to squeeze more hours from it. But maybe I should have held those 100 shares for longer because we did eventually have that drop. I had my last 100 shares at this price, which we will have gotten, but it's whatever. Still pretty good return. So those are my two trades. This is how trading is supposed to be: calm, relax, make an entry, no problem, recover. So I'll talk more about it on the daily review.